Finance and Personnel Committee meeting. Noted this meeting has been posted as required by law. Item number one, roll call. Alderman Jim Olson.
Here.
Alderman Harvey Bertrand.
Here.
Alderman Bob Muth present. Also in the audience is Alderman Jim Banash and Alderman Jerry Every. Approval of minutes from previous meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Jim, second by Harvey. Discussion. There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, so ordered. Item 3, public input, limited to 3 minutes for each individual. First call for anyone wishing to give public input. Second call for anyone wishing to give public input. Third and final call for anyone wishing to give public input. That portion is now closed. Consideration and possible action on the following items. Finance. I think the first thing we should notice is in your packet you got Omni and General Fund. The packet's not in order. When I started reading this, you'll find that the the General Fund is in your packet first, followed by the Omni Center. It's opposite Fred. I'm sure it was just a test from Fred to see if we read this to...
Yeah, that's disgusting.
But it's opposite. So, well, item number 4. Omni Center financials for 2017. Fred, that'll be that second group of data from Fred.
Okay, Dan Wick is here too as well. The financials represent through the month of September on the revenue. The expenditures, just wanted to clarify, is the expenditures include not only through the bills of August paid in September, but also the expenditures include the September payroll, which comes a little over 17,000. And then we have, it does not represent in the revenue side of the room tax, which is around a little over 10,000. So there's a $17,000 swing of, so when you take, I'm sorry, 27,000. When you take $27,000 off the deficit of 18, so you'll see there's somewhat of a positive at this point in time.
Why do I love hearing that?
Now, Dan might have something else to say. Dan has nothing else to say.
I'll make a motion to accept the financials for the Omni Center.
Second.
Second by Jim Olson. Any discussion or questions? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Item 5, the General Fund financials for 2017.
Okay, the revenues represent 75% of the year has gone by, and we have 25% left, or 25% remaining. I don't see anything that we wanted to discuss or bring to your attention. On the expenditure side, we have, this includes the bills of August, which is 7/12, so 67% of the bills have been paid, roughly 33% left. A couple of accounts, and Jared can start walking up here if you wish. I just wanted to, the one that we're gonna keep an eye on a little bit is the police department overtime. But again, I think some of the overtime is because some of the positions that weren't filled. Other than that, Jared is probably going to address in the street department, which is page 11 of 15, a couple things.
Thank you, Fred. The salt and sand account that is in the budget, currently it shows a balance of about $22,700. We are awaiting our 500-ton early fill that we are receiving through state contract that we did order, $66.11 a ton, so that'll be about $33,000. We also will have December salt brine to purchase from the county and sand salt mix. So we are projecting about a $13,000 deficit. It's what we've been telling you since March with all the ice that we had, but we're still anticipating that budget deficit in that account. So.
Other than that, I have nothing else to report for you.
Gentlemen, motion?
Motion to accept the general fund financials. Second.
Motion to accept the general fund financials by Harvey, second by Jim. Any further discussion? I just have a question for Jared. Have you checked your crystal ball? Are we going to need that salt that we...
Here he comes.
Any predictions that we can put on record?
Well, we've got it all, the barn is full, both barns, so typically when you get them that full, they don't sit there very long, so. My crystal ball says it will snow before Christmas.
Awesome.
I'm going out on a limb here.
Thanks, Jared. Any further discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Item 6, authorization to restrict the insurance funds received into the equipment fund to be used for cameras throughout the City Hall in the amount of $20,000. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Alderman Olson to approve the $20,000. Fred? Hope? Who wants to tell us about this?
I can tell a little bit about it. The City of Onalaska had a $20,000 deductible related to an incident that it had last year. And with the rules in Wisconsin, the deductible is paid first to the parties. And so the City of Onalaska received its $20,000, and then the rest of it was covered under insurance. And what we would like to do is restrict those dollars for cameras throughout the city and inside and out.
And the purpose of the cameras is...
And the cameras, I believe the cameras, well, a couple things. I think the camera price that I thought I put a copy, 1,000, I think, is in that area. Second? Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, 15,694. This is cameras, for example, in our suite, where there's cash handling taking place, and then hallways. I'll turn it over to Hope.
So some of the cameras are for more counters, to be able to get all of the counters in our suite, as well as where we're counting cash. The Park and Rec department, where we have the cash register inspection, and then also engineering, and then to have it at least some in the hallways, both upstairs and in the main floor. So that's what those cameras would cover for like the first stage.
The difference, I see we had two different bids. Is there one over the better quality, warranty? Is there something that you're leaning, which one of those two that you lean towards, your quotes?
At this point, I think Mike was comfortable with either one of them, so it's just a matter of what do we want to do.
Has there been any thought, checking with the Chief Trotnick is here, I see that in the mayor, any thought to putting those cameras going to be any place else, such as the parking lot? You know, if I think we're going to have a problem with somebody coming in, I'm thinking it's going to be at the counter at the police department where somebody's not happy about a ticket or a tax bill or something. So I'm just wondering if, is our technology committee in on board of this to figure out where the cameras are going, how many?
The only thing I'll make clarification on the question with the police department is we have like I think there's 8 cameras in the police department already, and it covers the front desk. So
okay,
that area is covered.
Oh.
I assume we're covered here. There's a camera here in this.
Right here, yeah, we're live.
All the time, not only when Fred goes over and
not all the time.
flips the switch.
And we do have some cameras out in the parking lot, so it's able to reach. I think the goal is that we'd like to get more cameras, but right now this is what we wanted to try to keep that dollar amount within range of the 20,000.
So there's a possibility that this down the road we can expand if there's certain areas where we're having problems where we want additional cameras where we can get that. Eric?
Sorry.
Thank you. It's really phase 1, so there's a possibility, as you're saying, of additional ones as needed. It was felt within the dollar amounts. It really meets the 2 goals. One is, as Fred mentioned, the cash handling, making sure that we'll have some protection there. And 2, more or less, if any incident does occur, the the spacing and location and the number of cameras would at least get a face of wherever we are, if we're going down the stairs or up the stairs. If we decided to try to isolate every door, every access point to the building, this building was not designed with safety in mind and security, that there's lots of access to it, that would just be impossible or costly measure at this point in time. So if anybody, like this room, for example, is when we're live, it's recorded, but otherwise it's not. But if anybody accesses this room, is going to come through a doorway that will have some kind of camera on that face, so we'll be able to, after event identification more than anything. Again, these cameras wouldn't necessarily be monitored by a security agent or anything else. It'd be more or less for after an incident, then we'd have some kind of way of identifying what happened and who did it, more than anything. So it's a bare level of security it offers, but it is a level that we don't currently have.
Okay. I guess my question, prior meetings I recall, like the police department, they have squad cameras and they are required to keep the recordings for X number of days. Do we have a policy or anything set up for these kind of cameras where we have to?
That's something that we're going to have to address. It'll probably be the same amount of time that the police department is being kept as well.
Okay, and we have, I mean, that's a budget, to me that's a budgeted item that we have to, Mike, talking to him, is the storage of those recordings is a cost factor. It's not just the cost of the cameras, so that's what I'm looking at too. But is there a recommendation which one of these A or B quotes that, Fred?
I'd be comfortable more so with A, because I also raised the issues of having it kept for a certain length of time, because to have it for 2-3 days is not acceptable. And so that gives him a little flexibility in storage, as well as if he needs additional storage, we can always come back.
I guess my final question, did this go through technology? It did. Okay, any further questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Item personnel, number 1. Review and consideration of changes to the K-9 Memorandum of Understanding.
The changes that are coming forth with the K-9 Memorandum of Understanding, basically to address the costs that are listed actually in the MOU. The last time that this was drafted was 2009, and obviously the training costs are significantly lower than they are now. So basically just spelling out what the opting out costs would be further down, and then just taking out what the current estimated training costs are, so that it's just whatever those costs happen to be in that given point in time, that's what will be addressed. So really that's the only 2 changes. I'm still waiting to hear back from the union rep to make sure that they're comfortable with these changes as well, but I have not heard back yet. So.
Okay, and for information, I spoke with Alderman Every. The new K-9 officer, he'll be using that squad that's already set up for the K-9? It's the same one. Rich Elias will just be taking that car for the dog.
That's already been transitioned over to him, and he has it in Michigan right now.
Okay.
And actually, Jack is retired. So.
Yep. And just for public's information, he is with Dan McCluskey's home dog.
He has been transferred to Dan. He's been with Dan's home ever since, but yes, he now has private ownership of it, of Jack.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to ask where's the other one, so they know.
Did you get Social Security?
Fred? Okay. Fred says no.
Okay.
We battled for it.
I'm sorry about that.
Did you ask another question about the new dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be housed at Officer Elias's residence as well.
Okay. So the total cost factor and all that we'll know once we're up and running and.
As far as what it costs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of that's already been settled. I don't have the exact numbers, but it was like 21,000 roughly. But that takes into account the purchase, the training, the hotel, the per diem, and there was some minimal cost to build the new kennel at Officer Elias's house. But a lot of those services were actually donated. So.
Any questions? You need a motion to approve?
If you have a motion to approve, and until I hear back, I'll take it to council. And if I don't hear back by council, we can make a motion to approve pending that they approve the contract as well, or you can make a decision to hold off.
It sounds like a good motion to me. I'll make that motion.
Second.
By Jim. Any further questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Thanks, Chief. Item 2, review and consideration of changes to the utility billing assistant hours from 1,040 hours to 1,534 hours per year. Hope, I think that's you.
And I think I'll have Jared come up and kind of
And
explain
Jared?
this a little bit. But where we came up with the 1534 is trying to keep that under the 30 hours per week. So if we do 29 and a half, that's what gets us that 1534. They're eligible for more benefits and things like that, but Jared can explain.
Yeah, with the reorganization at the Public Works facility, we have Sherry Wolfert and Amber Beatsy up at the office area. So we're directing all the phone calls into one area, so we got central coordination of all the phone calls coming in, whether it's a street question, stormwater question, utility billing question, sewer question, whatever it is. And Amber's been helping out with that. We won't work the 29 and a half hours a week, but we want to get more than the 22 we have now, 20 to 22. With that, we're also running a central purchasing orders, so all the purchase orders, obviously for the finance department, we've got the bills going through one central spot instead of 4 or 5 different people trying to pay bills, trying to be more efficient, but we got them entering them in so we can keep our people doing their jobs. So the mechanic, instead of spending time at the computer entering in that he got parts 3 times a day from Napa, we have them doing it up front and then getting signatures for the stuff. So we're trying to be more efficient, utilizing people. If Bob would remember this, actually, years ago we used to have 2 full-time clerks in the utility billing area. We went down to 1. Couldn't keep up with all phone calls. We got a half a clerk back. We're not asking for a full-time clerk, but have a very proficient individual in a part-time basis right now, so we want to utilize that more efficiently. So, and our budget can withstand this. With the reorganization, we had monies left that would cover these expenses.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Alderman Olson.
Second.
Second by Alderman Bertrand. Any other questions, discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so ordered. Item 3, review and consideration of job description changes. Item A, office clerical support. Hope.
We can probably take both A and B together. Essentially, when we did the reorganization last month with the moving of payroll and then some of the finance functions that were part of that person that left, moving that to another position, we made some changes, but we weren't sure who was going to get the position. But we knew that it was going to be an internal posting. Based on that, the person that got the position's job description isn't the one that we changed. So we felt we needed to make some changes to make this a little bit more even, and changing the Stacy, who basically is taking over Jackie's old position as the finance support clerk, but she is going to continue doing all of the agendas and assisting with those things, posting minutes, and those kinds of things, and backup. And then Jackie's doing the office clerical support position. That's she was the one that obtained that position. So making some minor changes in her job description, and then changing the finance support clerk to an office support clerk. And then just adding the information in there, like I said, helping with the city clerk duties and those kinds of things. I had both Fred and Carrie review that and talk to Eric a little bit about the changes. We had talked about no matter what, whoever got the position, we weren't going to reduce somebody's pay internally based on the fact that they've been a good employee and those kinds of things. So there really is no budgetary impact.
So there's no increase in the
This person's
position?
salary is not increasing, no.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve the office clerical support, second by Harvey. Further discussion? I've got a goofy, when I'm reading this, Hope, the physical requirements, for example, the item J, 30% of work day spent walking. We're not doing something where somebody that's in a wheelchair is being eliminated because I just
they
want to
would
make sure.
Yeah, basically because of the amount of time spent walking back and forth to the counter, helping the customers. Obviously, somebody in a wheelchair wouldn't be walking, but they would have to be mobile enough to get to the counter, and that's why we have that lower dip in the counter. So I don't see that as an ADA concern whatsoever.
Yeah,
In other words, Bob, in a couple of years, you and I would.
we'll qualify,
Yeah.
we can apply for
We
the
will
job.
accommodate any of those kinds of things.
By then they'll have the motors really
Yeah.
humming. Yeah.
Makes sense. I just, when I was reading that, I just attended a function where some young people in wheelchairs, and that crossed my mind, and I just thought I'd throw it at you, but thank you. We have a motion to approve. Second, any further discussion? There be none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Item B, financial support clerk to the office support clerk and grade change.
Yes, and so that is the position that Stacy currently is in, and like I said, we're not reducing her pay in moving into that position, and essentially she's staying at the same pay that she's already budgeted at. So again, it's just kind of reflecting more of what this position's doing and making sure there's some duality with if both Stacy and Carrie and Joanne were gone, that there'd be some additional coverage with Jackie's position. So that's why we kind of put it into both. But like I said, when we had talked about making the changes in the positions, we weren't looking at reducing pay. So there really is no pay increase here for Stacy. So.
Okay. Could I make an editorial comment? When you call the city, you can expect every single time there's going to be a nice person like Stacy or Jackie. It's unbelievable.
I was just going to say that I absolutely agree with you.
And you
Got
know,
a good group.
A very positive attitude. That is
We're very fortunate. We have great staff.
time after time. Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the financial support clerk to officer support clerk. Grade change.
Second that.
Second by Harvey. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Jim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned at, what time do we have, Fred?
42.
Pretty stressful.
7:42, is that correct?
Thanks for the drink. I'll drink to that.
Thanks, guys.